Hi, this is Srinivas Tamada, founder of nilesson.info. This video will explain you how to set up a Amazon micro instance. This is a free hosting. Amazon is offering 1 year of hosting with a 1 GB RAM. So using this, you can set up a RESTful APIs because last some days I posted a React and Angular videos. Most of the people are asking me like how to set up a RESTful APIs and how to host it. So I will explain all these things today, and you can just follow these steps to set up a micro instance. Uh, Hope you have a Amazon account with a valid credit card or a debit card. So then go to the Amazon console. So here you'll find some options, like here you can choose the region, different region. Make sure always remember your region, because whenever you set up the instance that located in that particular region. So right now my default one is this. So US East, and then you'll find a lot of services here. Let's go to the EC2. This is called Elastic Cloud. So let's create an instance. Like, just follow these steps, launch the instance, and then you'll find, so different kind of operating systems here, like with the free tier eligibility. Like, I always choose Ubuntu because if I compare with these, Ubuntu has more package options. So with the 64 byte, or if you want, you can set up with the Windows as well. But in future, like, it will be more costlier if you go for a Windows, because you need to submit licenses and all. So let's go to Ubuntu 16.4, and I'm going to select that. So, and it'll show you like you are eligible for free tier or not. So hope, if this is not coming, means it will charge you something, because if you see the message like this is 12 months of free tier. So I'm just selecting that. I am launching it, review and launch it. Just go to launch it, and then, and again, just see the information and then launch. Now this is the most important thing. You can create a key pair, because using this key you are going to connect your hosting box. So I don't have any key, so I'm creating a new key here. So the key name I'm giving like demo. So when you created that, you can download the key immediately. So if you see that, you will find demo.pem file. It's downloaded here. Like, this is what the certificate file. So, and then just continue with the launch instance. So done. So the instance has been created. Now go to your EC2, and you will find the instance is running instances. Let's see, it's actually showing 0, but it is just starting. This status is going to change to green, and it'll show you like, instance has been created. Let's wait for some time and see the status. Yeah, now the instance status has been changed, but now we need to do some more modifications to enable some ports to connect this, like, the instance. uh, you can connect the instance. If you see the information, they'll give you how to connect the instance, like with SSH. But before that, we need to enable some ports for SSH. Just scroll to the right, and you'll find this security group, and click on the security group now. So it'll go to here, and here you need to enable some ports. So this is like SSH. It's default, it is, they made it enable. But the same way, we need to enable one more thing called add a new rule for HTTP as well, because we need to give access for HTTP. So this is what, by default it is 80 port, and you can access it from anywhere. And this one also make it anywhere, because you can connect from anywhere. So make it save now. So yeah, so it got created now. Let's connect the box. So go to the instance, and before that we need to do one more thing. So you can create elastic IP. So this is like, it will give you a unique IP address for your box. If you see the right now, for a right click on this, it will show you the DNS name. So because this is not a stable one, because this is whenever you restart the box, this name is going to change. So that's why you can create a elastic IP. So make sure that uh, whenever you stop the instance, you have to turn off this IP as well, otherwise they'll charge some money. So if not, no problem. So you can just create a IP and just give allow. So randomly you will get some IP address. So this is what our IP. So I'm just copying it and close, and then you have to map this. Right now this IP is not mapped with anything, so you can choose and associate address. Like you can choose the instance whatever you have. You can run multiple instances, so make sure you have to, like, remember the ID. So I'm choosing the ID, so there's something, it will come with a private IP, and yeah, so I'm just attaching with that. So now the IP is attaching with our instance. I'm clicking on the instance right now, so I'm going back to the instance. So you can give some name like my box. So let's connect this with SSH command. So you can connect this, or with the IP address also you can connect. Usually go to your folder, like downloads folder. So here is my key. It is there. It's called demos.pem file. So let me connect this. So I'm just SSH and demo, and I'm going to give my IP address. Let's close this and go to the IP. This is what the IP address of the box, and let's connect it. And it'll ask you to, like, yeah, so you want to connect it or not. So you can give S. So it is saying that your key is not protected. So basically the key is in a different state. So you can give, like, sudo change mode to 400 permission to demo.pem. So now, yeah, I think I gave the permission. So let's connect it now. So yeah, it's connected now. So this is what our box. If you see what are the files, what is the size right now, we have 8 GB of box and something. So like you can like access like sudo su. I'm just making it big so that you can understand clear. So the first thing is you need to update the Ubuntu. So I'm giving sudo apt-get update. So this will update the operating system. What are the new security changes happen in the operating system? All the things got updated now. So by default, sometime Ubuntu come up with a default Apache server. So you can like stop that. So you can use like etc, because we are not going to use this init id like d apache and stop. So it's not found, so no need to worry about that. So now we need to think about to install XAMPPs. Yeah, for installing XAMPP, I have a link you can find out here. uh, if you want, like, you can get it from the XAMPP website and get the latest version, but anyway I'm going to install with a stable one with a 64 byte because our operating system is 64. So I'm just copying it, and let me clear and try to download that. So I'm downloading the XAMPP. because we are going to set up the PHP server. So it is downloading. So you will find options here to how to install that. Otherwise, if you download anything like XAMPP thing, you'll find the file name. So the same file name you can use it, like take the file name and replace it with the URL if you want. So this is what the URL, you can replace the file name. Yeah, XAMPP has been downloaded. If you see, I got the XAMPP installation file. So these are the commands you can execute it for the, and then execute this command as well for installation. And this will take some time to install all the files. So now this is the most important thing for XAMPP. Try to follow all these things if you want the developer files. Yes or no. I'm making, if I'm giving yes now, so, and yes, yes, enter, yes. So it will take time and install all the steps. Yep, XAMPP has been installed. You can say it is running or not. You can just execute the command like sudo and opt lamp and start. So it's already running. So if you can copy all the files in the opt lamp and htdocs. So this is what your folder. So here is your folder. So now you can access the IP address directly. This is what your IP address. I'm going to execute it directly. So now you will get this thing because you need to do some more steps to set up things to enable, like some security settings. Let's follow these steps to modify the config file. So try to execute this httpd config XAMPP file. So I'm just editing it. So usually, like, you can press I to edit this, or escape and Q for without saving, or if you want to save, like, I mean Q and exclamatory mark. So without saving this, now if I want to edit I, you can click I and see here you have to modify the last part. So this part you have to modify with you have to enable few things to access from the outside. So I just provided the information here. You can just replace this with old one. So let me delete everything, and I'm replacing the new code here. So I'm just escape for saving it, the colon WQ and exclamatory mark. So but anyway, before that, whenever you do modifications, try to take a backup. It is just use the cp command and duplicate the file name. So now I'm going to restart the server again. So opt lamp and lamp and restart. So this will start the Apache MySQL and all the things. So let's try to execute this command now. So now you can see that you can execute from anywhere. So but now you can set up the database here, but if you see right now this is open for everyone. So you need to give some password, because we cannot open like this because anybody can modify this. So for that, like, XAMPP is giving a small command to secure your XAMPP. So try to sudo like opt lamp and security. So here is the most important steps. If you see here, so I'm giving where you want to give the password, everything. So this is very, very important. If you do any mistake, it will be a big problem. So try to read everything carefully and do it. So it is asking you like you want to give any password for exam pages. No, because we are not giving it, because anybody want to, because your website anybody can access it. So I'm giving it no. And is MySQL is accessible? Yes. And now it will ask you to set up the password for your MySQL and PHP admin. Yeah, my password has been configured. So, and you want to set up the password for a MySQL, try to use the same password again, because this is accessible for MyAdmin and PHP MyAdmin and MySQL. Yeah, you want to set up a password for no FTP? No, because this is not required. So yeah, now password has been set. Let me restart the server. And if you refresh this screen, it will prompt you to ask the password, because you're not able to access the uh, page because we secured now. Let's execute again and see it. If you go to the PHP MyAdmin, it will ask you the password. So that way you can secure it, and if you see the security settings also, it will show you it is secured or not. Later you can remove these exam folder to somewhere, because you don't want to keep this one. So yep, so this way you can access it, and you can create a database here, like project database, project name. You can create a database here, and you can import the SQL statements here. And let's create a small index file here. Like this is what the location always, it's opt lamp and htdocs. You can directly go like this, opt lamp htdocs. So let me create a small file, like vi some, or like yeah, index.html, and creating like give I and give some HTML code. You can copy paste this also somewhere, some like and I'm saving this, and with wq and this. And if you go to the IP address and try to execute the index.html, you'll see the hello. So here you can host your like your project, and if you want, you can create a different folders here, and you can set up your file. So how are you going to connect this with your domain? I have a domain. Now set up your hosting with your GoDaddy domain. So go to your GoDaddy and log in into that. So I just have one domain. It's called wardscript.us. Let me connect with this IP with my DNS. Go to the DNS domain name settings. So like here is usually some different IP address will be. Just change the IP address to the new IP address, and try to modify this and paste it here, and let me change that to, so save it and see after some time, like when you uh, type this, and you will get the hello output. Let me check, is it updated or not. Let me try again now. Yeah, let's try with a different browser, because sometimes the browser cache has been not clear. Let me open with a different browser and see. it's got updated or not. So if you see now, this website has been updated with the new, like with a new IP address, and you can access directly, like the PHP myadmin as well, like PHP myadmin. Yeah, so almost done we are, like so if you want, you can create a different folders and try to add it. And if you see my article, it's called you can use .htaccess, and then you can redirect to different domains and different, like you can configure different domains with a single server. Like if you see technology behind 9 lessons, and if you find an article about that, and so you'll find like how I'm actually using it for a different subdomains with different domains. Yeah, and almost done. If you want, you can stop this and you can pause it as well. Like you can stop or reboot the instance as well. You can stop and you can use it whenever you want the hosting, like if you are working for a college projects or something. But whenever you stop it, make sure just like delete the elastic IP, because elastic IP only free with if instance is running. If your instance is not running, they'll charge some money for IP address. Make sure whenever you stop it, just delete it, and whenever you want, create the new one. So yeah, hope and read my htaccess articles, and you'll find so many things. And the same way, like PHP hosting, like PHP Slim API, and you'll find the article here, like creating a Slim API. You can download the project as well, and you can host it in your website or domain. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching it. Thank you.